Welcome, welcome. Well, it is great to come and join again. And one of the things that we've just been really excited is about this Revolve product, right? The Revolve line, and in particular the 24-hour nutrition products. We'll look at that and some of the other things that were launched. The feedback has been phenomenal. I don't know about the feedback you've been getting from the people that you've been talking to and sharing with, but the feedback we've been getting is absolutely superb. So very excited. And I'll tell you when you know it's a good product is when people have questions and they want to know more and tell me about this and tell me about that, right? It's when they're silent is when you're like, oh, okay, maybe people aren't too excited. When they're excited, they ask questions, and we're getting lots of people asking questions. If you haven't had a chance yet, I thoroughly recommend you check out Ask the Scientist. They have a brilliant section on all the new products, particularly the 24-hour nutrition, breaks it down, compares it to the health pack, does a whole bunch of things, and I'm sure our guest speaker tonight will probably cover some really important information that for those of you who want to know. But one thing I'm going to ask, okay, is when this video is available, no matter when you're watching it, and a lot of you will probably be watching it on in our Facebook group, go ahead and tag in people from your team, right? I know people are busy. I know, we do these calls at different times so that different people can join, and some people are at work at this time or that time. So, but there's nothing better than somebody getting tagged in on a piece of information that's going to be helpful to them. And our guest tonight actually did that. I messaged her about something I was looking for, and then the next day I got tagged on a social media post, and it was like, oh, that's what I was looking for. Perfect. Thank you so much. Right. It's a notification. It came up. It was easy for me to see. So, not everyone's going to be able to make this call, but everyone can go back and watch the replay. So make sure that you tag your team in, right? Don't be shy about it. Make sure you tag in, because we want to get this training in front of as many eyes as possible. And the more people who see it, the more conversations, the more engagement we have, the better it is for you as an entrepreneur, for us as a company. It's just an absolute win-win situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in, because we've got some great training planned tonight. We're very fortunate. We've got a wonderful guest speaker. She did a phenomenal, fantastic job on stage introducing these products, doing the training. She's somebody that I've gotten to know and spend some time with. I love her energy. I love her attitude. I love her knowledge. I mean, her background. You talk about the talent that we have in USANA, both in the field, but man, here at corporate as well. You've just got amazing people working on your behalf. Like the best of the best. I've been in this industry a long time. Incredible people with love and dedication and passion for the products and things that we launch to make a difference. And that's what USANA is about. It's about making a difference. And so I don't know her official title. I know she's the Executive Director of Marketing. I'm sure there's some other words in there because we like our long titles. But she's really the brain trust behind a lot of the products and development and training that goes into it as we get ready to launch these things. So a big welcome to Jessica Arias. So Jessica, great to have you with us.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And that was such a nice introduction. Thank you so much for all of those compliments. I'm really excited to be on the call with you guys tonight. I love doing product training and talking about products, and I loved convention. I see a lot of familiar faces on the call tonight, so I'm happy to connect with you and have another chance to talk about Revolve and these new products. So we can jump into it because we have quite a bit to cover. I'll go ahead and share my screen. All right, so let's get moving. I don't know about you guys, but I've been with USANA for a little over 12 years, I think, and I have definitely felt an energy shift in the company, and especially coming out of convention and with the energy that Stephen's bringing to the team, I just feel a new excitement about the opportunity, the business, the community, and also the products. And I feel like everything has aligned, the stars have aligned to also launch these products at the same time, bringing the energy and helping us all find our rhythm again. So to give you some context about what Revolve is, it's a new subcategory with USANA. And it's all about cellular nutrition, but designing cellular nutrition products into more of a holistic system to help you sync up with your natural circadian rhythm. So this is going to support you in a whole new way. And it's definitely a more holistic approach and something that I feel like a lot of people are talking about, a lot of people are interested in. And to be honest, a lot of people are out of rhythm. We find ourselves out of rhythm from time to time, but I feel like a lot of people are out of their natural rhythm. They're feeling drained during the day. They're having a hard time sleeping at night. And so this system is all about supporting you 24 hours a day. Revolve products belong to the subcategory, and the reason they do is because they directly either affect sustained energy during the day or your sleep habits at night. And that's how we put them into the subcategory. So while nutrition is part of supporting the circadian rhythm, there's a lot of other behaviors that you can modify or adapt your lifestyle to help bring your body, your mind, and this cycle into rhythm. So this is just kind of a fun infographic to look at and see, like, okay, during what times am I most likely to get like my deepest sleep? What time should I be exercising? What time should I start, eating during the day? And the circadian rhythm is something that all of us have. It is a natural biological process that we all have. And your body has a lot of biological behaviors tied to this rhythm. So the more we can do to help support it, the more we can establish really healthy sleep habits, like a healthy sleep hygiene routine. The more we can start our mornings off right, and starting them, I'm a big believer in making your bed. That was something my dad just ingrained in me from an early age. And as silly as it sounds, making my bed in the morning makes me feel more accomplished. It makes me come home to a nice, peaceful bedroom, so I don't have to worry about coming home to a disheveled bed and chaos. That one little habit can start my day off right. And so there's lots of little things we can do to help bring ourselves back into rhythm. And it just takes a few modifications, a few extra little steps here and there, and you can really start to feel the difference pretty quickly. Now, at the bottom of this slide, you'll notice nutrition. I've kind of broken down 5 areas that really affect the circadian rhythm. So nutrition, which is obviously where we play, stress, where we can provide some nutrition that can help with stress, but you can also learn all sorts of stress techniques, stress management techniques. Hormones, so, the hormones of a teenager are going to be very different than the hormones of someone my age and someone, older or younger than me. So those play a big role in it. And then again, there are lots of things we can do with lifestyle, stress management, nutrition to help bring our hormones more in line and more balanced. Your age plays a role in it. Now, there's not a lot you can do about your age, how old you are, but that plays a role in it. So, that's another important factor. And then your environment, like the physical environment around you, can play a big role. You'll see that, dimming the lights earlier and setting the right, bringing the temperature down in your house. All of those little things around your physical environment can also play into the circadian rhythm. So to get into the really exciting part about this, I'll first start with our brand new Revolve 24-hour nutrition pack. Now, this pack I love for so many reasons. If you are currently on a health pack or you're currently taking Cell Essentials, then I wouldn't necessarily say to switch over to this pack. I think you're at the optimal level of nutrition, of core nutrition that you can get. But this pack is very timely, and it's great for new people who want to just get into a routine of feeling good. So you are going to get whole body health plus optimizers all in one pack. So we have an AM pack and a PM pack. They are labeled AM and PM. The tablets are different colors. We did that on purpose to make sure someone's not taking the sleep pill during the day. We don't want that to happen, or the high energy pill late at night. And the core nutrition tablets in this product, they do contain our patented intelligence complex. So that's awesome. And it has just a really strong high value with it. You're getting essentially 4 different supplements packaged in a super convenient AM and PM packet. So you don't have to worry about it. You take your AM in the morning, your PM at night, and you can really get on and stay on this product to get this nutrition routine down. So I think it's an amazing product for new customers, especially. The AM packet contains, so you'll get 2 tablets of the core nutrition plus antioxidants. This is going to be your vitamins, your minerals, your trace minerals, your phytonutrients, and the intelligence complex. That's going to be in those core nutrition tablets. You'll also get 1 tablet of the MagnaCal D, which is our ideal ratio of magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D. And then you'll get a brand new energy optimizer. So this is a combination of B complexes in there, as well as Korean ginseng, green tea, and then some natural caffeine from green tea. In the PM packet, you'll get another MagnaCal D. It's important to make sure you're getting enough magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D, and then you'll get the sleep optimizer. So this not only has melatonin, it has GABA, ashwagandha, L-theanine, and I will jump into some of these ingredients a little more in depth as we move through the training. But I wanted to give you an overview of how many tablets you're taking and what's in the AM pack versus what's in the PM pack. The AM packet should be taken when you wake up in the morning and probably with food for most people. So when they eat breakfast, go ahead and start the AM packet. And then the PM packet, there's quite a few ingredients in that sleep optimizer, right? So you're going to want to take that right before you are going to sleep. You're not going to want to take it on the way home or, a couple hours before you go to sleep. You're going to want to take that after you've dimmed the lights, you've gone to the bathroom, you're comfy and cozy under your sheets. You're going to want to take it then so that you're ready to relax and go to sleep and get a really good night's rest. We also launched under the Revolve subcategory a brand new energy drink, and I am in love with this fizzy energy drink. It's such a great experience. It's amazing for new customers if you want to hand them out and give them an introduction to the USANA brand. This product has the B complex, Korean ginseng, chromium, L-taurine, and caffeine from green tea. And it's all about keeping that sustained energy during the day without the crash. So if you're like a lot of people who are out of rhythm right now and you aren't really getting good quality sleep at night, you're waking up still feeling kind of fatigued, you're grabbing a coffee, you're trying to, bust through your day and you're just feeling drained by 2-3 p.m., you're searching for another source of caffeine. We want to keep that energy sustained without the crash. We want to have a nice, smooth ride up and then a sustained level of energy and then a smooth ride down. We don't want those really high spikes in our energy levels because obviously that doesn't benefit any of us to have to reach for another cup of coffee or another, source of energy. So this is a really nice, it has a really crisp, clean, light flavor to it. So the flavor is not polarizing at all. I don't know how many of you have had a chance to try it. But it has like almost a flavored water, like all of the flavored waters that are really popular right now. It has that really light flavor to it. So I love that about it. I love that, it's got a profile that a lot of people will enjoy. They'll find it refreshing. And like I said, it's just an absolute great introduction to the USANA brand and to our products. So to touch on some of the key ingredients in these products, we have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is also in some of our other products. It helps to support sleep by working on the HPA axis. It works on this axis to actually help reduce feelings of feeling stressed and to help you feel more relaxed. GABA is in the sleep product as well. This helps by kind of dampening, the word dampening down the nervous signals or the impulses in your neurons. So you're getting, again, like less of a nervous feeling. So it helps to produce this sense of calm so that it's signaling your body that you're going to relax and go to sleep. B complex, when you search, how can I get more energy on Google, the first thing that's going to come up is a B complex. So B vitamins support energy. They help cells perform all of the necessary chemical reactions that help them make and produce energy. Then we have L-theanine, which is an amino acid, and this is found in tea leaves, and this helps support feelings of calm as well. This is in the sleep product. So you'll notice in the sleep tablet, we have melatonin, which we also have in our Pure Rest product, but then we added these other very calming ingredients to them because we're so stressed during the day. We have so much going on. we're trying to get to all the different places we needed to get to. We're trying to manage our business. We're trying to, maybe work another job, manage our family. And it's really hard that once you finally get that time to settle down at night, that you can shut your brain off and you can go to sleep and just fall into a nice, relaxing sleep. I've always been so jealous of people who can do that naturally. And sometimes it just takes a good combination of a quality supplement to kind of help give you that edge. So you can really, or I should say, take off the edge so you can calm down for the night and be able to fall into a nice, deep, relaxing sleep. We also have ginseng in the AM optimizer, and ginseng is a great stimulating supplement. It helps give you that energy without the crash, right? It's been used for centuries to give you sustained energy. And then the intelligence complex, this is going to help with cellular protection and renewal and protecting against oxidative stress that comes from our modern day world. So lots of really great, potent, powerful ingredients in these products. And then I wanted to spend the majority of this training, since this is an associate call, I wanted to spend time talking about our partnership, the why behind these products. We do have other core nutrition products. We do have energy products. We do have a sleep product. But what is the why around Revolve and these new products? If you guys have worked with me and we've talked before, you know that everything I'm doing, I'm always trying to put myself in your shoes, in the associate's shoes, understanding what challenges you're up against, what the environment's like. I'm always digging into purchasing behaviors and patterns and industry trends. And also, obviously, just talking to a lot of you guys. I also manage all of our corporate social media. So staying up on what's happening in the conversations around USANA and what people are running up against and what the consumer is asking for. So I think right now with Health Pack and Cell Essentials, that's our most optimal formula. That is, I would love for everyone to get on Health Pack. I would love for every single person to come in on Cell Essentials. But the reality is we're kind of losing those customers as they come in for different reasons, but it's mostly because of purchasing behaviors that have just changed in the environment. The US is a more mature market, and so it's highly saturated with these type of products. Ours are very different. Ours are science-backed. They have the intelligence complex in them. They're the most optimal amounts, in the right combinations. But sometimes that can be a tough sale to get someone started on these products. So as far as looking at this from a business case, we looked at my health pack and we did a really large analysis on my health pack a couple of years ago, and we were looking at what people were ordering, and they were pulling in as much as they could, like as many vitamins as they could, but not necessarily at the correct dosage. So they might put in like a half dose of Cell Essentials, and they'd put in a Hepasil, and they'd put in a Percosa. But what we saw through all of that was a trend of them backing up into a price point. So backing up into around $100, because they were trying to maximize as many of our different supplements as they could, thinking that's how they were going to get the most out of their My Health Pack. Data research also shows us that, especially the US, it is becoming a little bit more price sensitive, but it's more about value. How is the value being presented? And people want to spend their money on products and experiences that they feel like they're getting a really high value from. Cell Essentials and Health Pack are an amazing value. You are getting the top line, best of the best core nutrition supplements. So we also wanted to provide something that was more of an entry point for someone who is maybe just getting started on a supplement routine or is more price sensitive. And the research is showing us that that's where someone needs to start. And we wanted to tailor this around energy and sleep, because research is also showing us those are two of the biggest areas that people are looking for help in the supplement realm. And then just obviously tracking our sales behaviors, our associate behaviors. How are people purchasing? When are they coming in? What are they coming in with? If they do leave, why are they leaving? You guys know we've had the customer listening program where you can submit feedback via our website. And so we're really trying to just make sure we're listening to all the feedback from you guys and what you're hearing from your customers. As far as my conversations with a lot of the associates, I'm always hearing like we need, and it's not even necessarily a new story. Our story is cellular nutrition. That's what we do. And we do it very well with our products and with you guys telling that story. but maybe a new, more timely approach to that story. I also hear a lot about pricing and how, our products, I get a lot of people saying that they're too expensive or they can't afford that much in their budget to spend on supplements. Again, I hear about value and what's the value proposition for our products. And so I spend a lot of time talking to our associates about how to explain the products that builds up the value proposition. And then we hear with supplements, we want faster results, right? Like we are a very impatient people. We want to see that value faster and we want to see the results faster. I feel like everything is getting that way and the expectation is certainly that way. I want to feel it faster. I want to feel it immediately. I want to feel it tomorrow. And so that's kind of the feedback that I've been hearing in the conversations I've been having with so many of our wonderful associates. And really the bottom line out of all of this that we've kind of built, or I should say collected as far as research and feedback, is we have to be willing to meet the customer where they're at. So if the whole goal is to bring more people into the USANA family to create this healthiest family on earth, we have to be able to meet them where they're at and bring them in so that they can have that belief in the product, they can start feeling it. And then if they move up to Cell Essentials, that's amazing. If they start adding more optimizers, that's amazing. But we have to be able to help bring them in initially. And if we have some hurdles doing that, this is another tool in your toolbox to bring people into the brand and bring people into the product. So I wanted to share with you some, just an industry update with some key statistics that I pulled out looking through all of this research. So 77% of Americans are taking at least one supplement. And usually they're spending more than $500 a year on them. You'll see $96.50, again, around that $100 is the average amount that someone spends on a single trip to go purchase supplements, or you could consider that like a single online purchase. The US industry is worth over, well, it's probably more than this now because this was, I think, a year ago, but it's $35.6 billion just in the US alone, with over 29,000 different dietary supplements. That is to my point that this is a very highly saturated market. It's a more mature market. And so it's very important that we're able to build that value proposition and explain why USANA is different. And you guys do an amazing job doing that. And again, this is another tool to help you bring people in to USANA. The top 3 most popular supplements that people are looking for are multivitamins, vitamin D, or I should say the top 4. I took multivitamins out because it was a separate category, but multivitamins is number 1, and then vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3s. We have products for all of those needs, and those are highly in demand. Like I said, we've also been researching and seeing that sleep and energy is huge. You'll see that last bullet or that last talking point. Since 1993, the prescribing of sleep medication has risen by over 230%. People are stressed. They're having a hard time. They're having a hard time falling asleep. And we have some answers and some solutions for them. And it's important that we get out there and talk to them about it. You'll also see here some talk about millennials. I think there tends to be a confusion about who millennials are. I'm a millennial. I'm a mom. I have, 4 kids, and I work, and I've got a family, and, it's not this really young demographic. Millennials have a lot of purchasing power, and I am definitely in this group. We prioritize our mental health as well as our overall well-being. And millennials are purchasing a ton of vitamins, and this is a perfect product for them. It speaks exactly to what they're concerned with. They're working hard. They've got busy schedules. They're managing families. Not to say that millennials are the only people that this product's for, but this is a great target demographic to approach with this product. So really interesting. And I will say, especially since 2020, supplements are still rising. People are looking for more of a holistic approach. I think 2020 was, it showed us where we could be healthier, right? Where we could be more prepared, where we could really take care of ourselves. And I know it's been a tough road. I know a lot of people are having a hard time. And what better thing to prioritize than your health? like if you hear the saying, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. We've got to start prioritizing our health. We've got to start prioritizing our family's health. And I think a lot more people are doing that. And that's what the data is showing us. So that is really good to hear. That's good for us. And that's good for everyone, because the more we prioritize our health and take a holistic approach, the better our community will be, the better we'll be able to physically and emotionally and mentally support each other. So with these products, the strategy behind these products is to attract, consume, and retain customers. So new customers, like I said, are going to love the nutrition pack. They're going to love the Fizzy energy drink. That'll be a great introduction. And then introduce them to the 24-hour nutrition pack. It's appealing, that it's convenient. It's at the right price point. It's a strong value proposition with the 4 supplements, and it addresses some of the most common complaints with a near immediate benefit. People are going to be able to feel this product faster. It's not going to be something that they have to wait, months and months to feel the difference. And so they're going to have more belief in that product because they're going to feel it. We're going to reduce that barrier to when they can feel it. As far as consumption, we want to obviously attract them, but then we want them to take the product. That is a challenge we have right now with, I will say with Health Pack, that's harder because a lot of people forget about their second dose, or they'll split the Health Pack with someone else to try to save on cost or to make the product last longer. It's really important that if you are taking Health Pack, you take the AM and PM. That's how it's designed. And that's what's going to give you the optimal dosing. With this product, we wanted to make sure the AM pack was very different than the PM pack, so that you take the AM pack in the morning, you take the PM at night, and you're moving through the product. You're consuming it. You're going through the product every month. We want to make sure that people are enjoying this product. They're feeling the benefits, and then they're adding it to the subscription program with auto order. This is, again, to help them consume the product and to stay on the product, which brings me to retain and our retention efforts with the Revolve subcategory. So with this product in particular, the 24-hour nutrition pack, our retention, we expect the retention of the customers that we do bring in with this product to be higher because it's a strong value. It has a lower price point. It's faster results, like I talked about, and then there will be better compliance in taking the AM and PM packs because they're not going to be splitting them up. Like if you want a good night's sleep, you're going to have to take the packet because it's specifically for the PM. So this is the strategic approach with these products. And I think it's the perfect timing, like I said, to have it all align. Now, this is something I put together because, again, I'm always trying to put myself in your shoes. And I'm thinking, okay, I have Health Pack. I have Cell Essentials. I have Revolve now, the Revolve 24-hour pack. I've got my Health Pack. How do I look at my business and determine who I'm talking to, how to line them up with the right product? And so I pulled out some characteristics or some behaviors that you could probably spot pretty quickly within the first few minutes of talking to someone. And then that way you can kind of map out, okay, if I'm trying to build my business and I'm planning on bringing 10% of my customers in with Health Pack, and I plan on bringing 60% in with Cell Essentials, and I want to bring the remainder in with Revolve, or however you split that up, whatever your strategy is. And maybe you haven't gotten there yet, and that's totally fine too. If you're just kind of, winging it and talking to as many people as you can, this is a great way to say, okay, within a few minutes, what seems to be most important to this person? Are they really price sensitive? Are they on a tight budget? Do I need to be very price sensitive in my offering? Are they looking for, are they even invested in their health right now? What kind of lifestyle do they have right now? Are they new to supplements altogether? Are they currently taking a supplement? If so, what are they taking? Are they just looking for something with a really high value? They don't mind paying a higher price, but they want something that they can really feel the benefits that's giving them, the most bang for their buck. Are they looking for something convenient? And you can kind of see here that as you map that out in your head through the conversation, you can, if you're talking to someone and they're like, I want the best of the best. I want to feel good. I'm all about longevity and health span and lifespan. I work out all the time. I want to take the very best. Then you can talk to them about our athletes and our highly optimized formulas and our intelligence complex and the Health Pack. and you can give them all of this great information about our top tier product. But if you're talking to someone and they're like, I'm on a budget, I don't really take that supplements that much. I know they're important, but I'm not really, I'm just starting to try to make some healthier habits, then you know that they probably aren't going to be that invested at this point. So you have some other options to work with. You could start them with Cell Essentials. You could add on Magna-Cal D or Biomega to that. If they're looking for something that's a simple routine, they don't have to worry about it. They just take their morning and evening packets, get them on Revolve. It's going to be your catch-all product for someone that you can just start a conversation with. And especially for new associates who haven't had enough time to go through and learn everything about all of our core nutrition products, who maybe don't feel as comfortable going into all the scientific detail, or they're not sure, what makes each one different. If you're a new associate and you're looking for an easy talking point to get someone into the brand, this is a great way to do that. You can learn all about Revolve. You can talk to them. You say, hey, it's got whole body core nutrition in it. It's got energy. It's got sleep. It's easy. You take it morning and night. It's $100. Like, it's pretty clear cut. So this is going to be a great opportunity for new associates too, who are still learning, as well as a great opportunity for our seasoned associates who have been with us for a long time and just need an additional tool in their toolbox to help drive customers and drive new people to the USANA brand. So hopefully that was helpful to kind of give you a tool to map it all out in your brain. So that's what I have. I am happy to go over in more detail, Stephen and the US sales team, if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to hit on some other points in more thorough detail, I'm happy to do that. If there's anything in the chat that you've seen or that you've been hearing from the field that you'd like me to address, happy to do that as well.
I love it. I love that training, and you hit on so many good points. And so one of the things that really stood out to me that I think is just on the money, spot on, was talking about that example of where people are at. And you get some people that are very understanding of nutrition and what their body needs and taking care of themselves, and they're looking for that super premium option because they get it. And some people who are just learning and wanted to come in. I'll give a very real example of this in a different way. I've got a friend of mine who does like Ironman competitions and, does all this, triathlete stuff and things like that. And so he was talking about the bike riding part of it. And he's like, oh yeah, you should come and, get a bike and all this kind of stuff. And I've never really done cycling. I mean, like since a kid, but not like properly. And so I was like, oh yeah, maybe, that could be kind of fun to do together. How much was your bike? And it was like $7,000. I mean, like it's a real serious piece of kit, right? Which is great. But I don't even know if I like cycling yet. Like, for me to jump in and spend that's a lot. However, so that's true as that. So in that case, I'd be a Revolve guy, right? I mean, that's a good one for me. But on the opposite side, if you're my friend and I came along and offered you a $199 bike from Costco, you'd be like, you don't understand me at all. Like I'm not, that's not where I'm at. And so I love that positioning that you gave it there of letting people go. One of the most common questions I think is, should I take this instead of my health pack? Can I take this as well as my health pack? If you got somebody that's on the health pack and they felt the benefit of it, leave them. Like great, they're killing it. They're happy with it. Chef's kiss. Keep going. I also just think that you're going to have a bunch of people that you've spoken to as entrepreneurs, as salespeople, as associates with USANA, that you could go back to now and say, hey, I know we spoke a while ago and it wasn't quite right for you. I've got something new and I think it's perfect for you. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to add on to what you were kind of saying there. One of the questions that, we have a very awesome science-based kind of team internally and externally. Some of those was asking, and this might be an Ask the Scientist questions, but kind of just asking about in the R&D, like some of the prep work, if you could talk through some of that, like testing and things that we went through so that we were like ready to put the USANA seal of approval on it.
So we worked very close. Well, first of all, I love your bike example. I love that so much because that's the psychological behavior of everyone, right? So now actually you have options, you have something to give them. And even if they're saying, I don't know if I can stick with this health pack, like I'm forgetting to take my pills, I'm thinking about just going to a regular multivitamin. You're like, no, don't do that. You do have something to transition them to as well. If they're talking about, leaving or they want something else. So there's all different levels of how much people are invested in different things, right? Bikes, cycling, exercising, nutrition. That's just the psychological behaviors of how we purchase. And that's why it's so important to have options. Americans love options. We like lots of options. So this is just another option. And you're so right. If someone's been taking health pack, like I said, keep them on it. As long as you can keep them on that, because that is our most optimal premium blend of core nutrition. But to your question about R&D, we had a lot of discussions. When we first brought this up, there was a lot of discussion around what do we feel like is going to be scientifically backed, that's going to be effective, that's going to be enough, but that's also going to meet the consumer where they're at, because it's really hard for us. I'll be really honest. It's really hard for us as our legacy with who we are, with how we view core nutrition, especially. It's really hard for us to budge away from what used to be the essentials that then became cell essentials that then, we obviously redid health pack at the same time. And it's hard for us to kind of loosen our grip a little bit on that, if you will, to be totally transparent. It's hard for us to loosen our grip and say, but we don't want anyone taking anything less than the very best. Yeah. But that's where we have to come in. And that's where I have to put myself in the consumer's shoes, in the associate's shoes, and say, while I understand that, and again, I would love everyone to come in on these products, we have to be able to provide something. There has to be a compromise that's something that we feel really good about, that we feel like is a solid foundation for health, that we can get someone going on. So when you talk about the core nutrition tablets in this, part of why there's only 2 tablets during the day in that AM pack is because we wanted to reduce the tablet count. People don't like to take a lot of tablets if they aren't used to doing that. Now I'll take as many tablets as I need to take. I'll take them on an empty stomach. I'm fine. Like, I'm used to doing that. But I've also been doing that for a long time, and I'm bought in, right? Like, I'm mentally bought into that story. I'm physically bought into that story. But for someone who's getting started, they don't want a ton of tablets to take. That's going to be cumbersome. That's going to, they won't want to stick with it. So we wanted to bring that down to 2 tablets. That's what the research told us, that we wanted to drive that down to 2 tablets. And to do that, we had to obviously adjust some of those nutrients. Some of the nutrients we had to adjust the most would be magnesium and calcium, because those are the more bulky ingredients of the tablets. They increase the tablet count. So that's why we wanted to make sure we didn't take out Magna-Cal D. It's so important that you're getting, the appropriate amounts of magnesium, calcium, and vitamin D. So that's why we wanted to make sure Magna-Cal D was included in that. And so with the core nutrition and the Magna-Cal D tablets that are in this, you're getting a solid foundation. You're not getting the optimal, you're not getting the best of the best, but you are getting a solid foundation. And I believe Ask the Scientist does have a breakdown of the nutrients if you wanted to compare. But just like you said, maybe you're not going to go after the $7,000 bike, but maybe you'll spend 300, maybe you'll spend 400. I don't know, maybe 1,500. What's that range that you're looking for? Because what are your needs with the bike? What is someone's needs with the nutrition at this time? Of course, they can always move up. Of course, they can always add in more optimizers, but what are their needs right now? And I think this does a really good job of covering not only core nutrition, but the sleep and the energy that everyone's talking about.
I mean, another thing that I love about this is you touched on this in your training for Cell Essentials, for the intelligent, for the health pack. Like, that is like that beautiful long-term. Again, if you're looking like, what's the best benefit for my quality of life for the next 20 years, right? No question. This is designed to be much more of a instant impact, right? They're going to feel it kind of quicker and be able to say, oh, good, it's working. We have a lot of people I talk to. I like, one of the things I love about the way the packaging is I can give somebody some to try. And so we have a lot of people who are using it to give people an experience so that they can do that before they even get an auto order. What would you recommend is the optimal number of days that you're saying, like, yeah, within this number of days, if I was giving out samples, I would give 2, 3, whatever that number is, to somebody. Also, I actually have people, I don't know whether I should say this, but I have people who literally will say, like, hey, if you want a 5-day sample, I'll sell it to you for $20. Right. And people are like, great, I'll do that. But what do you think is that, minimum? Yeah, I would give them at least this many days. They're going to really feel it, and you're going to have a positive customer experience.
I mean, that's a really good question, and that's totally dependent on the person, right? There's a lot of things that can affect your energy and your sleep. And like I said, nutrition is only one of them. So some people might feel that right away, just like with any product. Some people might feel that the first day. In fact, if you're taking a B complex, you're taking ginseng, you're taking these vitamins, you're probably most likely you are going to feel something just even that first time. As far as the sleep product, people tend to notice if that works or not for them. So they will notice pretty quickly if they were able to fall asleep and stay asleep with the sleep product. But I would say on average, it's probably a good gauge because there's a lot of other factors that play into this. Did they have an extremely stressful day? Did they, work a night shift? Did they eat a bunch of crappy food? And so it like kept them up all night. I would probably say 3 to 5 days is a good length of time for them to also compare it to their habits and be like, well, actually, like that day was kind of messed up, but I felt great the next 3 days after that. It worked perfectly. So 3 to 5 is probably a good time frame.
Good. I love that. And then one other question that kind of came in, and I'm going to ask it slightly different, but it will cover, we all have different sleep habits, and, sometimes we get to sleep later than others because of schedules and things like that. Obviously with the PM, to your point, it's an effective, potent blend, right? And so, we do the usual disclaimers: no operating heavy machinery, don't take it in the morning, all that kind of stuff. Is there any answer or science of like, hey, if you know that you're only going to be sleeping 4 hours, I wouldn't recommend you take it because it's designed for 7 to 8 hours or thing. There was a couple of questions in that kind of variant of what's a full.
That's a great question. And I have not heard that question yet, but I will say absolutely don't skip it, because compared to something like a prescription, right? A prescription medication that's going to try to put you to sleep and stay asleep. Most likely with prescriptions, there's a lot of side effects that come with prescriptions, right? You're going to feel groggy in the morning, or if you don't get enough sleep, then you're going to feel kind of out of it the next day. With nutrition and with the way we formulate our products, that's another thing when it comes to the process with R&D. We're a very conservative company and we're very much based on the science, right? So we're going to look at everyone and we're going to understand that everyone's different. It's going to affect people completely differently, which is why we put the warnings on there, which is why we say, do it when you're going to sleep, because if you are someone that tends to be more sensitive, we want you already in bed, comfortable, cozy, ready to close your eyes and go to sleep. But if you're someone who it might take 30 minutes, that's okay too. You can lie there and you can relax and fall into your sleep routine as well. But everyone's going to be so different. But you're not going to, from my experience, you're not going to experience that grogginess, that feeling in the morning that you feel out of it, even if, you don't get your full 8 hours, even if you're just operating on 4 or 5, which I don't recommend. I recommend everyone get a solid 8 hours because that is so important for your health. But I know it can't always be like that. I have those days as well. And you're only going to maybe get 5 or 6 hours, but definitely still take it. Take it when you go to bed. The biggest thing I will say with sleep is that sleep routine, right? It's sending the signals to your brain that you're ready for sleep. So turning off your phone, dimming the lights, not staying up, shutting off your TV. If you have a TV in the bedroom, I actually had my doctor fill out a prescription for my husband to turn the TV off in our bedroom. Like he wrote it on the pad, because that blue light, that imaging coming from the TV it negatively impacts your sleep, makes you have a harder time falling asleep and makes your sleep more disruptive. And at night when you're sleeping, your body is releasing hormones that you will need the next day for energy. So that is why it's so important. Your body it's so smart. It's so in tune. It has these biological processes. So even if you're not going to get a full 8 hours, please make sure you still take it, and please work on that like healthy sleep routine at night.
I've said for quite a few years now, I think you're so right. I've said for quite a few years, what's the single most misunderstood or not talked about enough part of nutrition? Good night's sleep. Like it's one of those things that, like, yeah, I'm supposed to get good night's sleep. The science and the physical benefits and all the things that go along with that in almost every aspect of your health and nutrition. Good night's sleep. right? And so whatever you need to do to do that. Okay, I think we have covered all of the questions, and we probably went a little bit longer, but this has been absolutely great. Jessica, thank you so much. Appreciate you taking the time. To everyone who's watching, I just, think about, as an entrepreneur and as a business owner, right? This is the associate's call, right? So this is what we're talking to business people. If you think about somebody like Jess, if you were like, hey, I'm going to hire an expert consultant like Jess, I mean, minimum $5,000 a month, minimum, right? That's what it's going to cost if you were going to develop your own product and do all that. And as a USANA associate for $20 a year, I think it is, you get an entire team. I met with Jessica's team today, and it was, how many people were in the room? 10, 12, something like that. And that's just Jessica's team in one area of marketing. But you get all of this support, all of these experts. We're not even touching the 150 plus scientists that are just in the lab working on crazy science stuff, coming up with these crazy ideas that we all love and turn into these products that change people's lives. And on top of that, you get an e-commerce website. And on top of that, you get a marketing team that's pumping out shareables and social media images and videos and all this kind of stuff, all for $20 a year. It is an absolute steal of a business. And when we talk about the USANA difference, the products do it, the business does it, the community does it. That's what we have to offer. So I invite you to share this message with as many people as you can. People you've talked to before, people that, maybe have been in the USANA family for a little while and they've been taking a sabbatical. Now is the time for them to get back involved, because we have something that the world needs. We have something that people need. We have something that entrepreneurs need. And it's up to each and every one of us to go out and share it. So again, thank you all for joining us. Great to have you all here. Jessica, thank you so much again for your valuable time. You're awesome. Appreciate everything you do. Everyone else, have a great time. We'll speak to you all again very, very soon.
Thank you, everyone.